Well, hello, my beautiful book besties. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Liv if you're new here, and today we're going to be chatting about my September reading plans. So I actually debated even creating or filming a September and October TBR because, as you saw recently, I put out a giant fall TBR and I am planning to weekly vlog if possible. Don't hold me to that. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of mood reading and different things going on where I was like, I don't know if I want to spoil you for what I'm going to be reading. I don't really know how to create this TBR because I'm such a list person and I know you guys love a good TBR as well. I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and make this TBR. Some of these books might be a little bit repetitive, so this is probably going to end up being a shorter TBR, and some of these books I pick from my fall TBR jar. I'm hoping to actually vlog the first couple weeks of September. So a little bit of an intro there, basically telling you to not hold me to this list because I'm going to be mood reading. But I do want a little bit of structure to my month. There is some new releases I really want to read, and honestly, I just love a good TBR. I will forever be posting TBR videos. First of all, I do want to apologize for the dark light setting I've been having in this video and also in my last couple videos. The weather has just been so weird. We've been getting these summer storms. It's really annoying when you're trying to film. This is really the only spot where I get the best light, so little disclaimer there that you didn't need, but hopefully it's not too distracting. But let's just go ahead and start with the 3 books that come out actually in 2 days since you're watching this video, I think, that I really would love to vlog and read. The first one, yes, Wild Reverence. I've mentioned it in so many videos recently, and I'm pretty sure we're all excited for this. I already ordered the Fairy Lou copy, but this book was actually nominated as my book club choice for September over on Patreon. If you're new here, you're not familiar with Patreon, I do have a Patreon. It is basically where you can pay a subscription as low as $3 a month. We read a book together and then we chat about it live, and it's just so much fun. It's probably my favorite part about connecting with you guys in this community. So if you do want to read this book together, you should check out my Patreon. We're going to be having lots of fall movie nights, readathons, craft nights, like all of the fun fall things are going to be happening over on Patreon. So I highly recommend checking it out. If you've never checked it out before, it is the absolute best. But this book, don't know much about it, going into it blind. I know it is technically in the same world as Divine Rivals, Ruthless Vows, which I am absolutely in love with. Highly recommend reading those first because I think there's some like name drops or something, but you definitely don't have to read those before you read this one. I've had this book on pre-order since the beginning of the year. I am so stoked for it. I know so many of you guys are, so if you're interested in discussing it with someone, you should definitely hop on the book club for September. And then we also have A Land So Wide by Erin A. Craig that also comes out the same day. 2 of my all-time favorite authors. Like, could there be anything better? After Labor Day, I'm gonna go straight to the bookstore and see if I can get my hands on a copy of this. It is going to be so good and so creepy. I think it takes place kind of like in the Canadian wilderness. There is this little type of community that's surrounded by monsters, and our main character is a map maker, so she decides to approach these monsters. Kind of sounds like The Village. I might even wait to like push this off till October, but I don't know if I can wait that much. I loved The 13th Child. I think that was in my top 3 or 5 I read last year. Erin A. Craig just continues to bring the fun, like crazy spooky vibes. I absolutely love her, and I know that this book is going to be perfect for the start of spooky season. And then we have If It Makes You Happy, which was also a book club nomination that didn't get chosen, as well as A Land So Wide on Patreon, but guess what? I'm gonna read all 3 of them anyway. This one I feel like is going to balance out like the spooky vibes of Erin A. Craig's book. This book takes place in Vermont, the gazebo. Gilmore Girls, I know you all are sick of hearing that, but it's true. Our main character is struggling because she's recently been through a terrible divorce, so she moves back to Vermont where her mother owns a B&B. She's helping her out there, and lo and behold, she meets a guy who apparently is a single dad, and they hit it off. I hope there's gonna be some like autumnal festival. I have seen very great early reviews, and I do know that this one was indie published, but this book also comes out September 2nd, the day that the other 2 books come out. I'm definitely definitely going to be stocked up on my fall reads at the very beginning of September. We have a strong start. I'm hoping to vlog all 3 of these. They're my most anticipated reads of September, so even though I've mentioned them multiple times already, I will be prioritizing and reading these. So for the remainder of this video, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. As I previously hinted at, I think in my fall TBR, this is my little fall TBR mug or jar. Got it from Hobby Lobby last year. They might still have more. I didn't see any, but I'm sure you could find something like this online. But this felt like the perfect little TBR jar. So I wrote all of the titles I included in my fall TBR on these little cardstock papers, and I think there's probably 40, 35, something like that titles in here. I thought we'd go ahead and pick 5 titles because we need to fill up my TBR, because while we have some great new releases coming out, I would like to also prioritize some physical reads that I have here on my TBR cart. I think I have all of my fall reads sitting here. I'm a little bit nervous. I really hope we get a good variety. Let's go ahead and pick number 1. Okay, I promise I'm not looking. There's some graphic novels, there's some manga, but they're all fall based books or fall atmospheric books. So let's see. Amari and the Night Brothers. Okay, I was definitely not expecting to pick that or pick that as my first one. I actually have this book sitting right here, and the reason I said it was funny that I chose this is because I only have like 2 middle grade books, this being one of them, in that little TBR mug. So it's funny that I chose this one, but also I love that I chose this because the author is actually local to me, which is super cool. I think there's a second book, maybe even a third in this series at this point, but I think this is gonna be a really quick, fun, spooky read. Amari Peters has never stopped believing her missing brother Quentin is alive, not even when the police told her otherwise, or when she got in trouble for standing up to bullies who said he was gone for good. So when she finds a ticking briefcase in his closet containing a nomination for a summer tryout at the Bureau of Supernatural Affairs, she's sure the secretive organization holds the key to locating Quentin, if only she can wrap her head around the idea of magicians, fairies, aliens, and other supernatural creatures all being real. Now she must compete for a spot against kids who've known about magic their whole lives. Apparently one of her supernatural talents is actually illegal, but I love that she's on the search for her brother. I think that's gonna add like an emotional element to this story. This has been on my list for ages. This is gonna be a really fun, quick read, and yeah, I'm honestly kind of glad that I chose this one, even though it was unexpected. Alright, let's go ahead in for number 2. Some of these actually are on my NetGalley, or they are new releases, so I don't know if I actually have a physical copy of all of these. Let's see what number 2 is. Can't Help Falling. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's perfect. So Can't Help Falling is actually by Courtney Walsh. She sent this to me, I believe, last year. I can't exactly remember. As you can tell, it is a football romance. Owen Larrabee is not my soulmate. He wasn't when I confessed my love to him on his wedding day, and he isn't now. I should probably say that I wasn't the bride when that happened. I don't have the best timing. He's got a temper, he's moody, and he has a history of being misunderstood and making big mistakes. I, on the other hand, make pumpkin cupcakes, spend my Friday nights curled up with a beloved romance novel, and long to be kissed in the rain. Owen is my best friend's older brother, off-limits brother, and the only boy I ever thought I loved, which is laughable because he only ever saw me as his kid sister's dorky friend. But that was a long time ago, and I'm over him mostly, until he comes back to Harvest Hollow like some kind of hero, showing up just in time to pull me out of the burning house and make me feel all the things I told myself I'd never feel again. Oh wow. Is he... Oh, so this isn't football. This is actually a firefighter, and it sounds Grumpy Sunshine, Harvest Hollow, and she makes pumpkin cupcakes, so she sounds like maybe she owns like a bakery. I just always assumed that this was a sports romance, so sorry, consider me completely corrected. I love the leaves, it's giving fall. We already have a good variety going already. Courtney Walsh is amazing. She's a clean romance author, which I personally love, so if you've never heard about Courtney Walsh before and you want to read a fall book, I feel like this might even be the perfect place to start. Alrighty, number 3. I actually hope that this is a recent purchase because it'd be nice to, I don't know, read something that I, you know, spent my money on recently. So we actually have Rewitched, which I am currently reading right now. So we're gonna do another poll. Take 2. The House Witch. Ooh, okay. So The House Witch is right here. This book is very chunky. A heartwarming and humorous blend of fantasy, romance, and mystery, featuring a witch with domestic powers in the royal household he serves. So Finley is working as the staff of the king and queen. Finn's secret identity doesn't stay hidden for long. It's not every day a house witch and his kitten familiar, Kraken, take it to meddling in imperial affairs. As his powers are gradually discovered by the court, Finn finds himself involved in a slew of intrigues and uncovering a spy in the castle, and that's only the beginning. I've had this indie copy for ages, but I have heard amazing things about this. I'm reading Rewitch now, and that is just making me realize how much I'm craving all of the cozy books. I think this book is going to be actually perfect to read in September because it's not spooky, it's not like fully October Halloween yet, so I feel like this is just going to put me in the fall mood. Alrighty, we have number 4. Please be something new. Let's see. We have Wisteria. Not surprised I chose this one. Also super glad that I did, because regardless if I read this in September or not, I was going to try to finish off this series because I need to. There's nothing more satisfying than finishing off a series at the end of the year. I cannot wait. I've seen people cry and get emotional, and that makes me really, really scared. If you don't know anything about this series, it is so good. It is gothic, there's ghosts, she falls in love with death, but there's also a lot of other like politics and magical things to this that I don't want to spoil for you. I love that this feels like a Regency historical mystery, but make it spooky. Ugh, you guys, this series is one of my favorites of all time, and I don't know how I haven't read this yet. If you're seeing this and you haven't read Belladonna yet, please, please make it your top priority read for the month of September, or just the spooky season in general. Okay, so we have our last pick. Actually, why don't we pick 2 more? Because I'm in the mood and I'm curious what I'm gonna end up picking. This is number 5. Let's see what we have. Ancient Witch's Guide to Dating. I'm so excited that I chose this one. I recently bought it. Haven't seen many people talk about it, but I have a really, really good feeling about this one. Look how cute this is. It has pink sprayed edges, and it's just giving all of those cozy fantasy vibes that I need in my life. Meet Thorn Scarheart, a 39-year-old witch who's having trouble landing a husband in the 17th century despite the help of the local matchmaker and an arsenal of love potions. After she lost her mother, Thorn was too caught up in, well, life to focus on dating. Now she fears she may have missed her chance, but then one of Thorn's potion brews backfires, and she's hurled more than 300 years into the future. We have some magical time travel. It looks like there's potentially a cat familiar, and I love that she's 39, I believe. She's not like this young girl. I feel like we don't get that enough in books. Everybody's in their teens or their young 20s, and I feel like it's just gonna make this book even more relatable. So I do already like that aspect of it. I've never heard of this author, Cecilia Edward, but I have a really great feeling about this one. All right, you guys, we are going in for number 6. Let's make it a good one. Okay, I'm nervous. What is it gonna be? Crazy Spooky Love, which actually works out really well. This is by Josie Silver, and it actually, I think, comes out September 2nd as well. I love the cover of this one. I do not have the best experience with Josie Silver. I read One Day in December, really did not like it. There were some tropes that just are not my favorite, but this one sounds so much fun and completely different from her other book. A plucky medium, her fame-chasing ex, and an infuriatingly handsome skeptic reporter make for a complicated love triangle, and that's before the ghosts get involved. Our main character follows Melody, who actually starts her own little ghost-busting type of business, and the rest of her family, or women or sisters in her family, all have like the same like ghost busting spirit capability, and they are trying to help sell a nearby house, but they can't sell it because there is brothers that are haunting the house. I know there's a mystery involved, so I'm curious to see why these brothers are lingering like in this house, kind of making it haunted. Also, maybe they fall in love with a ghost, or Melody does. I don't know, but this is definitely giving like magical realism vibes, and I think this could potentially be really fun. I love that the cover is kind of like this comic book style, so I think there might be some humor or some quirky elements to this. But yeah, honestly, I'm glad that I chose this one as well, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be reading this. Well, my friends, we're at the end of this TBR video, and I could not be more excited to actually read these, but we're kind of just going with my mood in September, kind of just picking up whatever I feel like. But I feel like this is going to be a great starting or jump off point, especially with Wisteria, because I absolutely need to finish this series. But we also have some really great new releases coming out that I'm definitely going to be prioritizing. So before you leave this video, leave in the comments a book title that you are 100% going to be reading in September. Maybe it is one of these books, maybe you have read one of these books, and if you have and you want me to prioritize it because you loved it, definitely let me know, because we've got a lot of fall reads to choose from and I only want top tier quality this year. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Subscribe and like and all of those good things if you want to stick around to see more fall content from me. I love you guys so much. I hope you're having a great cozy day wherever you are. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in my next one.